Hey guys, and welcome back to the Red Tavern. Today, we're going to be continuing our Fable the Lost Chapters playthrough. Just like last time, we're going to be playing as a mage only, so that means no weapons of any kind can be used. We left off just after acquiring our mage robes and finally getting our wizard beard. We're going to start today's video off right where we left off, at the Great Wood, and head over to the Heroes Guild to pick up our new quest. And in the warm light of our guild hall, we can finally see the full power of our raw sexual magnetism. As a quick recap of where we are in the story, we've completed a series of low-level quests and was eventually told by the head of the guild, Maze, that our sister had survived the raid on Oakvale that happened when we were children. We unfortunately still don't know where she is at this point, as Maze was just teasing us, so we terrorized the chicken population of Bowerstone. So while we wait, we pick up our next quest, the Hob Cave. If you've played this game before, or saw our last video, then you know the Hobs are easy enough on their own, but in packs, things can get kinda dicey. For that reason, we forego the boast that we can do this quest naked, and instead go for some more tame options. We've already got a Wombo combo that we found in our last video, that being the spell Force, followed up by Divine Fury. So we waste no time and head straight through the Great Wood to our target. Once we get to the Rose Cottage, the quest officially starts. And at this point, I really want to point out our vibes this game is giving us. It's peaceful and tranquil, and that's what I love about this game, is that you can go from this to this in just a few moments. But once we get to the house, we learn that this grandmother, who is 100% a witch, has a grandson who wandered into a nearby cave in search of treasure. It's not stated why he's doing this. I assume to give us the idea that James is either looking for money or he wants to be a hero like us.
Oh, and you found something else?
The way she talks makes me want to trust her. She even gives us a key that she thinks might help us rescue her rambunctious grandson.
I don't know what I would do if anything happened to him.
After finding some questionable meat on the ground next to a bunch of skeletons, I decide that it must be the rations that fell out of their pack and not something else. I take a moment, like any good adventurer, to equip my lantern and look at the convenient map I have that shows me the location and number of enemies. And once we get in range, the Hobs believe they've ambushed me, even though I know exactly where they were anyways. You'll notice I am using Fireball instead of Divine Fury here. That's because in terms of experience gained, Fireball gives me a lot of experience, while Divine Fury gives me very little, which honestly is a good trade-off considering how overpowered this spell is. After almost immediately failing our boast to take no damage during this quest, I start to hear a voice of a damsel in distress. My heroic energies take over, and I decide that I must rescue this fair maiden quickly. At this point, I'm realizing the Hobs are gaining reinforcements at an alarming rate, forcing me to use Divine Fury because of its relatively low mana cost and high damage. Once that's done, we rush towards the docile tones of our trapped rescuee. Jesus, these little butt munchers can really frickin' hit, can't they? We're gonna have to fix that. After dispatching the kidnappers, our fair maiden is revealed to us.
Thanks, mate. It was rather embarrassing getting caught by those Hobs.
He offers to accompany us on our adventure through the cave, hoping to gain some valuable loot in the process. I, being a hero, would never put such a lovely specimen at risk. Also, that's my loot, he can't have it. So I decide to leave them here and escape the cave on their own. And it's a good thing we did, because one thing you should know about our Wombo combo is that the spell Force actually hits friendly characters too, meaning we'd probably end up killing our allies by accident before they could even do anything. After wading through another wave of Hobs, we search the cave for a bit more loot. We fight our way deeper into the dungeon, and we find the young grandson of the witch being held in some kind of magical cage. And it turns out that he's about to be sacrificed by a pixie. She never elaborates on what the sacrifice is for, but it doesn't really matter. We take out the evil pixie easily enough by backpedaling and hurling fiery balls at her. Her minions turn out to be no trouble at all, but this right here, this gives me a heart attack. We see the boy in the distance. We see a health bar on the right. This is a problem, because one of our boasts we took is for this quest, we need to make sure the boy doesn't take any damage. And our wombo combo, as we've just gone over, Force, deals damage to our allies. Luckily, I just used Divine Fury since that doesn't target allies. As celebration for not unaliving the boy, we decide to fish in the little pond where we've been fighting and the hobs have been living, which is no doubt full of unique liquids. Anyways, we then make a beeline for the exit of the cave, my plan being hopefully getting outside before the hobs have a chance to attack the boy. But if you'll notice, they're not even going after the boy. They want this sexy wizard ass. Once we escape and we get the boy back to the cottage with the witch, he reveals a stunning truth.
Wait,
It turns
you're
out
gonna leave me with
she
her,
had
are
been
you?
sending him into the cave to gather treasure for herself, which, being a professional loot goblin myself, makes me admire the old hag a little bit.
Well, I'm not standing for it much longer. First chance I get, I'm out of here. I'll have to pick up a few things first, though, and I suppose you want your reward. We made it. Go and see if Granny's there.
Oh, thank you for returning my grandson.
We get our nice, juicy reward of 8,000 gold, bringing our total to over 12,000.
Hey, what's going on? I demand you stop right now. I have chores for you. Why are you running away? James, I'm speaking to you.
Since her child labor just ran away, presumably to join the Heroes Guild, she then praises us as we loot her house. But, I forgot stealing is bad, and we got evil points. So we make our escape before she turns us into a frog. Make our way back to the Heroes Guild to level up. We level up our toughness, so maybe we won't get too tapped by the hobs, and upgrade our most useful spell by far. But at this point, we're missing something. We're a wizard without a hat. And to get our hat, we need to raid the guild for all their books, which doesn't count as stealing, and then head to the schoolhouse in Bowerstone. It turns out that school is actually held in the day, and not at night. Who would have guessed? So we take our obnoxious amount of wealth, and we invest in some property right next door. Our decorations look like they just came from a millennial furniture store that sells things only made out of driftwood, but it'll work. At this point, we get a light, very light, hazy thunder.
Briar Rose? No. You want to be like Whisper. Well. Look who it is. Come to play with the other children, have you? Shame Whisper has such a soft spot for you. She should have taught you a lesson in Orchard Farm. But she'll learn. I only hope you both end up in the arena one day. Then we'll see who the greater hero is. But I've wasted enough time talking. The guildmaster needs me back at the guild. He can't entrust important quests to novices like you.
With my emotions thoroughly destroyed, I head to the schoolhouse and donate the books. If you donate all the books this guy wants, he'll either give you the bright or dark will user's hat, depending on which books you give him. And again, everything you need can be found in the guild library. We then listen to Sex Ed.
Creatures of Albion. Now, who here knows what screamers are? They feed upon the life force of men, sucking out their souls.
And eventually get our hat. Now that we look like a proper good guy wizard, we make our way back to Oakvale, which has been totally rebuilt at this point.
hello.
We even meet the little girl who lost the bear before the bandit raid.
All those years ago. So where have you been all this time? You do remember me, don't you? I was looking for Rosie, my teddy bear, just before the raid. After that day, my parents moved to Bowerstone, but I never really liked it there. Are you all right? I think I lost you there for a second. Anyway, I have to go now, but it was great to see you again. Bye.
After our PTSD trip, we talk to Maze, who tells us he's still looking for our sister, but that he knows of a seeress who might be able to tell us where our sister is. Only gripe being that she is the right hand of the beefiest bandit around, who probably was the one who attacked our village when we were a kid in the first place.
He was a hero once.
At this point, we decide to take a moment and explore the town a little bit, to slow down. There are several side quests around here, but my favorite one by far is this guy right here.
Hey, hero, can you...
You see, he holds a contest to see who can punt a chicken the farthest. But he can't actually hold his contest because there's a ghost on the beach who scares off all his contestants. And it just so happens that this ghost is actually a pirate.
Ah, at long last, a kind soul who doesn't flee at the sight of me.
He tells us he has a wife, and she thought he was a fisherman. So when he went out on his pirate ship to plunder one day, he died. But he has buried a couple treasures around Oakvale, and he wants us to dig up all the money and then give it to his wife. Honestly, this is the most noble pirate in the game. He's also the only pirate. So we need to get a shovel because I don't really want to go digging around in our hands, and also you can't do that in the game, it's not an option. But since it's nighttime, we had to go buy another house. This one being our childhood home that we started at the beginning of the game. And since we're not going to be sleeping here a lot, we just go ahead and rent it out so that we can make some passive income. Once we have our shovel or spade, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, diggy, we head to the beach and we start digging to try and find the treasure that the ghost pirate left his wife. But I don't remember where the treasure was buried, so I end up digging up the whole beach. Once we find it, you do have the option to keep it, but we're a hero. We're playing a good guy, so we reluctantly give our loot away to the girl, and then we go talk to the ghost again.
Oh my goodness. This is from my husband.
He's thankful and tells us where more treasure can be found, so that's a plus. We let the chicken punter guy know his ghost problem is solved.
Have you got rid of him yet? You have? Why, capital news. Come down and pay me and the chickens a visit if you like.
And then we go to the cemetery. The ghost said that his treasure would be buried under an axe. And we find both a silver key and an obsidian axe that we can sell later. I read some of the gravestones, and pretty soon my loot goblin nature kicks in, because people bury things with them, and I like things. But if stealing from a witch who uses child labor is evil, so is grave robbing, so we leave before I change my mind. To satisfy my loot goblinism, I search the town for chests that people have left out, because that's apparently not stealing.
Beside you.
Of course, I was still thinking about robbing graves, so I decided to head back to the Heroes Guild and pick up a new quest before I changed my mind. This one being to find the seeress that can tell us where our sister is. But that will be for next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Fable is one of my favorite games ever, so I'll definitely be finishing this playthrough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a drink.